Namaste, welcome. So today we're going to stay gentle, and I love doing gentle yoga, restorative yoga, because it's always a very sweet way to get in touch with ourselves and go back to a more like a nourishing tempo, a nourishing pace. One aspect I find really helpful that yoga really taught me is to be adaptable. It's like to be okay with what I can't control and to move with what's already moving. And you know, in the old texts in Buddhism, but also in old yogic texts, you know, everything is kind of related to one another. But in a lot of those very ancient teachings that talk about how much our suffering is related to our attachment. And you know, we can, in years I was interpreting that as like attachment to things, you know, like possessiveness, which is true, which is probably one of the definitions, but it's also attachment to the fact that we need to figure out, that we need to find the solution, that it's up to us, you know. And I know personally I've been struggling with that as I'm going through life, you know, having to find a new home, like, but it's not just about ourselves to decide. And I found that the quality of adaptability, being able to adapt oneself to what's going on and what we cannot control, is a very great antidote to the root of having to be attached to what's going on. So let's practice adaptability today and use that in a way to get into our bodies and to create space to struggle less and really enjoy more, which is the goal of our practice. So bring your hands onto your thighs, and before we start, you can always pause the video, but I would like you to have a strap. If you don't have a belt like I have right here, you can use a big scarf, that works. Couple of blocks or books or extra pillows, a bolster that I'm sitting on, and ideally 3 blankets, at least 2 or 3, that would be great. Okay, and then when you're ready, adjust your thighs, turn your thighs in and back. Sit comfortably. You can sit on a chair if you need to, just for a few minutes, no problem. And then thumbs and index finger touching. Take a deep inhale, lengthen your side ribs, shoulders back, and then close your eyes. Soften your gaze if that's difficult for you to close your eyes, and simply arrive here. Let your sitting bones be heavy. Let the top of the head reach up. Begin to take a few deep breaths to soothe your nervous system, to help you connect to the moment right now. Softly draw your shoulders back, but let your shoulders stay relaxed and easeful. And take a moment now to witness your breath. It's like you're almost energetically or mentally taking a step back and witness your breath. And allow your breath now, like being able to allow is what's going to help us be adaptable, accommodating what's coming our way. So try not to resist your breath. Your breath wants to be full. You know, we hold it sometimes, we contract the muscles around the lungs. See whether you can invite your breath to a fuller potential right now. your palms together. Just sense the softness of your palms. Keep the space between your palms very soft. Inhale, exhale your breath. And let's begin by chanting Om together. Just let your Om, really doesn't have to be perfect or to be beautiful. It's setting like an intention, a verbal, non-wordy intention for being more adaptable with what is. Take a deep inhale and chant. And softly bow your head to your heart. Open your eyes, your hands, and take your bolster out of your mat or where you're sitting, and grab your strap already. So your what can serve you as a strap, and come down onto your back. Just make sure you have some space around your mat if that's possible. Otherwise, we'll make it work. And lean onto your back if you're not there already. Okay, and simply, it's almost like Shavasana already. Yay, already starting with Shavasana. So take a moment to soften, to contact the ground, the support underneath. And then grab your belt and unfold your belt if you have it rolled, and then place your left foot onto the belt and reach your foot up to the sky. So bring your elbows down, so your elbows are on the mat, shoulders back. Inhale, begin to lengthen and to gently spread your toes, just to wake up the muscles a little bit. Okay, keep your feet. I know it's very tempting to pull the feet toward the head, but try to keep your ankle above your hips, your hip about that. Now inhale and exhale deeply. Reach your sit bones down. Inhale and reach energetically through your leg into the belt. Now reach through your right foot also, right heel. Push it to the belt, reach your left sit bone down to the ground. This is where the stretch is going to happen. And move the top of your thigh a bit away from your belly. Keep reaching the left sit bone down as you reach up through your left heel. Take a few deep breaths. Maybe you've been sitting, maybe the hamstrings are a bit tight. So soften here, be adaptable to what you need. So maybe you need to back off and bend your knee a little bit. Maybe you just need to breathe and open to the stretch. And exhale, grab your belt with your left hand. Keep your left elbow down and slowly open your left leg to the left. Try to keep about your leg about perpendicular to your body. And then pause here. Inhale, spread your toes, reach out through your belt, reach out through your right heel and up through your spine. Inhale here and gently pull your belt, so you pull your foot towards your head a little bit and reach the top of the left thigh away from your belly. Inhale, exhale. So this hamstrings opener can be really a resettler, like resetting your system in the middle of the day or even in the morning, at night. Reach your right arm alongside your ear. I love that stretch. Just reach through your right heel, up through your right fingertip. Inhale and exhale here. Inhale and come up. Okay, grab the belt with both hands, elbows to the ground, and turn your left toes to the right a little bit, so it's more like 45 degrees. And then gently drag your foot just above your right hip, so it's slightly crossed, the leg is slightly crossed over, And then reach your left sit bone down as you continue to twist your foot. Reach the top of the left thigh and the outside of the left hip away from your belly. So now we're getting into the 80 bend. That's like a piece of your leg that's on the side, which is often very tight. So, and the stretch really will intensify as you reach your left sit bone grounding. Like you want to aim at grounded to the ground. Inhale, breathe. And always, you know, in any stretch, if you're not feeling anything, good for you. That's great. Just enjoy being receptive. Inhale up. And exhale, grab with your right hand both sides of the strap and then roll all the way out to the side. So now we're going to roll to the side. Yes. Your foot can be on the mat, left hip up, left hand to the side. And then extend up. Pull your foot with your hand a little bit. Inhale and exhale, stretch. Again, feel free to adapt the pose to what you need. Maybe you need to back off a little bit. Maybe you want to reach through your legs. Maybe you want to keep your left hand on your hip. Just respond to whatever need arises. But continue to breathe deeply. Inhale and come up. Bend your left knee and move your foot down, move your belt to the side. Just find Shavasana again in the middle. Inhale, right knee to your chest. Place your foot in your belt and reach your foot up. Inhale, reach your foot up, push into the belt, and try to go right sit bone, to aim the right sit bone to the ground. Inhale up, reach through your head, inhale, exhale, and gently bring the top of your thigh a bit away from your belly. Bring your ribs in if you're like me and your ribs pop up. Breathe here, opening to the back here of your leg. And then go out to the right hand on the belt, right elbow down, and open to the side. Okay, pause here. Connect to your sit bones and try to reach your left sit bone down, your right sit bone down, and yet to broaden them apart from one another. And then reach out through your right heel, maybe pull into the belt a little bit. Protect your knee if you're hyper flexible. Just micro bend your right knee. Maybe stretch your left arm alongside your left ear. Stretch up, up, up. Deep breath. And inhale. When you're ready, come up again. Grab the belt with both hands again. Turn your right toes in. Ground your right sit bone. 80 bend stretch. And then push the foot into the belt. As you pull into the belt a little bit. Yeah, so it's only, kind of 45 degrees. I would say your toes are about above your left hip. Not really much beyond. And then reach your right sit bone down. Ribs in. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale and go for your twist. Left hand, grab the belt and then go all the way up or stay up if you need some variation. You can also place a block under or a pillow under your right shin. Left hand long and strong. Inhale and exhale. Twist here. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, being really with your breath here, where the breath wants to go. Maybe in between your sit bones, inside of your right thigh, through your neck. And inhale up. When you're ready, bend your knee, remove your belt to your side, find a Shavasana right here for a short moment. And just notice the effect of this sequence. Notice your receptivity, your ability to stay connected to the ground, to the space around. And then place both feet on the mat, bend your knees, roll to your side, and come back up softly. Good. Okay. Come onto all fours. Feel free to place a blanket under your knees if you need some extra padding here. And grab your blocks. And place your blocks under your hands. Walk your blocks and your hands forward. So for this one, books could work. If you have like big dictionaries and stuff like that. And then grab the blocks into your hands and reach your hands back. Your hips, sorry, back. Tuck your toes under, belly in. So try not to press the shoulders down. Try actually to lift the shoulders up and melt the space behind your shoulder blades from there. So we're not forcing it. We stay adaptable, meaning if we go too far in one direction, we're not really adaptable anymore. Then we may also get shoulder injuries. So soften, lift up a little bit. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and lift a little bit up. Bring your blocks slightly closer and so you can bring your elbows onto the blocks now without having to move your legs. And find your hands, so shoulders are elbows are shoulder width apart, hands together in Namaste, and gently, okay, that might be a bit tight for your shoulders, so go soft here. Move your hips back, hands together in Namaste, belly in, ribs in, and move your hands pointing back towards your hips here. Melt the upper back. And gently press the elbows into the block. Staying adaptable behind the heart also, around the shoulders. Try to leave the inner armpit, just to nerd a little bit if you're curious. Let the inner armpit up and out to the side a little bit. And exhale out of the pose. Good. Inhale up. Move your block to the right and step your left foot forward. Good. Come up onto the high end of the blocks and place your blocks, I would say, in line with your heel, a bit behind your heel. Reach your hips forward, lift and spread your toes. Inhale, exhale, and reach back here. Spread your toes. Yes. Okay, now keep your right hand on the block. Bring your left hand outside of your shin. Spread your toes and press your hand into your shin so your shin hugs the midline. And then broaden the left inner thigh to the left so you can, if that's possible, let go of the block. Place your right hand inside of your left thigh and gently push the thigh the opposite direction out to the side. So that's shin goes in, thigh goes out and wide. Broaden. Exhale. Inhale here and exhale. One more breath. Push, spread your toes, pull the heel towards the back of your mat. And exhale. Okay, inhale, come out. Reach for your belt and come into a lunge here. Bring your left foot in a little bit. Grab your belt. Okay, I'm going to face you so you can see a bit better what I'm doing. So left foot is still forward. Hands grab the belt like this. shoulder width, hands up. Then scissor your legs toward each other, but back, belly in, and let your hips come forward. Good. Pull into the belt now. Reach your belly in and up. Hands forward. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, pull it back. Okay. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, pull the arm bones back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. And now reach up here. Keep pulling into the belt, shoulders back. Inhale, maybe take a wider stand between your hands here into the belt. Still pull the belt apart. And maybe bring the hands behind a little bit. Your head, yeah. Now ribs in, belly in. So check out your ribs. So you're not popping forward, hips forward a little more. Just be adaptable again to what you need. Don't push yourself into any direction. And maybe look up. Shoulders back, hands back. Lean back, press into the back toes. Stay safe. Yeah. Lift your belly. And exhale. Okay, come back to center and twist towards the left here, towards your knee. Keep the big distance between your hands. Pull into the belt, reach your chest up, and keep twisting. Okay, bring your right hand. You can let go of the belt for a moment. Bring your right hand outside of your knee, left hand onto your hip, onto your sacrum, and twist here. Inhale, long. Exhale, soft twist. Hips forward maybe. And come out of the pose. Both hands up just to stretch. Exhale and down. Okay, grab your blocks. Left knee back. Right foot forward. Inhale and place your blocks in line with your heel, maybe a little bit behind. Inhale, forward, press, and exhale, lean back, right leg back. Your right foot a bit more to the right, yeah. It's a bit wider than your hip apart. Reach back, spread your toes and turn your toes in. Press into the block, reach your foot back, so pull your right heel isometrically back towards the end of your mat. And then place your right hand outside of your shin. Press the shin in. If you can, let go of the block. Left hand inside of your right thigh and push the thigh out. So be gentle, on your knee, but that's the action. In and out with the thigh. Broaden, inhale long, exhale. Keep broadening and soften. Okay, 2 more breaths. And inhale, come back up. Good. Okay, grab your belt again. Hips forward, bring your foot slightly closer so it's more hip distance now. Hands forward, inhale, exhale, arms back. Inhale forward, just move. You can turn your palms so they're facing one another. Shoulders back. Just work. The arm bones moving back. Exhale, arm bones moving back and the shoulder blades moving back. One more. Exhale. Okay, keep the shoulders here. Reach your hands up. Pull into the belt. Stretch. Engaging the muscles in the shoulder. And then open your hands a bit bigger, a bit wider. Hips forward a little bit if you want to go there. Belly in and up. Reach your hands up and begin to broaden the stance between your hands and maybe move your hands back a little bit. Belly in. Press into your back toes, belly in and up, and lean back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale back, okay. Inhale up. Okay, let's twist opposite side. Pull into the belt, shoulders back. Inhale, long. Exhale, and let go of the belt. Left hand on your knee, right hand on your sacrum or your hip. And soft twist here. You can lower your hips down. And inhale to center, both hands up. Exhale, and down we go. Right knee down. Good, move your blocks to to the side, your belt to the side. And I'm going to face you here. Cross your knees, so you're on all fours, but bring your left knee behind your right knee. Yeah, and stretch your feet out to the side. Now, so maybe before we go into this, make sure you have your props around you, because now we're going to slowly bring ourselves back onto your buttock, and it's very likely that you actually would like to sit on a pair of cushions or some of your blankets, so you sit a bit higher. Okay, and then knees above each other. Right knees on top. Inhale, bring your hands onto your ankles, spread your toes right here, and then pull your feet toward each other. So be receptive. Remember, we stay adaptable, meaning we can respond. I love that in English, responding is our ability to be really responsible. Responsibility is our ability to respond, like they work together. So be responsible for yourself to know when to respond. Okay, I'm going to lean forward here. Maybe you also want to lean forward. I like to keep my hands on my ankles. You can also move your hands forward, shoulders back. Keep reaching your sit bones down, especially the right one. Inhale up. So bring your shoulders above your hips again. Now, the belt is around. It might be helpful, might not. So hands in front of you, elbows back, shoulders back, and then bring your left elbow on top of your right. Okay, hands to your shoulders if that's not possible. Then press your hands together if they're there. Press your elbows, your forearms toward each other, and lift your elbows up. Move your hands a bit away from your face. Head up, inhale and exhale. Okay, try to keep the length in your torso as you lean forward, but try not to round your shoulders very much. Arm bones move back. So we lean forward maybe just to increase a little bit the stretch in the hip. Shoulders back, head back. Hands a bit away from your face. Cultivating a capacity to know when to make room. It makes life really easier. It's like sometimes you're just facing something toxic, like a hard conversation, acting out of anger in front of you. And then, kind of be adaptable and just notice, okay, here I need to step back just to protect myself and to take care of myself. And some other times we need to engage and be adaptable in that way, so we can cultivate that awareness. Inhale, come up. Exhale, reach out, hands to the sides. Okay, one last exercise here. This is where the belt can be handy. Bring your right hand up, left arm up. I'm mirroring you, and then hand to the side and turn the right hand, the palm facing back, and then bend the elbow, bend the other elbow, and maybe reach your fingers, and the fingers are not touching each other. You might grab the belt here, so you have one side of the belt in each hand. Left elbow up, right elbow points down, inhale, and exhale here. Okay, pull your belly in, your ribs in. Gently maybe lean forward here without dropping forward. Head reaches back towards your wrist, otherwise just stay up there. Deep breath. Left hand up, and exhale, twist left elbow. Cross your knee or the arm. If you want to go deeper, you can slide your arm and just go for the elbow onto the knee. Otherwise, stay up there. And exhale. Okay, come out softly off your pose. Stretch the legs in front of you and out to the sides. Just resetting the standard here. Just go back to your center. Notice the state of affairs in your hips right now, the general sensation. Inhale, come back to center. Okay, like we did earlier, let's go back to all fours. And now bring your right knee behind your left, so your left knee is in front. Open your feet a bit out to the side and then go back. Go back. And again, grab your block or your blanket to sit comfortably. Good. Grab your ankles, shoulders back and lean forward. Okay, try to spread the space between your sit bones again. Inhale and exhale, lean over. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Maybe bring your hands forward, just find the version that works. Keep breathing into your hips here, and I like to visualize just water, the water element, extent of water, and very soft waves moving around, reminding me of the flexibility, of the adaptability of water. And then inhale, come up, hands to the sky. Exhale, cross your elbows with the right one on top, right elbow on top, hands to your shoulders or hands together if you can, and up we go. Inhale, exhale, hands a bit away from your face, arm bones back, head back. Close your eyes, just contact the space between your shoulder blades up to the top of your neck. Hug your shoulder blades together a little bit, intensifying the stretch here. As you stay here, you lean forward if you can maintain the length in your back. Reach your sit bones down, especially the left one. Inhale and gently come back up. Reopen, arms up. Exhale, bend your right elbow and bend the other one. Okay, here, belt of fingers. One side, I know for me this side is tighter, so I need the belt. Adapt to what you need. Then pull the hands toward each other, elbows a bit apart from each other, head back. Spread your toes and reach from your hips out to the toes here, head back. Lean gently forward. Broaden the sit bones. Okay, otherwise stay up there. So keep pulling into your fingers or into the belt. And breathe here. Deepen your breath in the intensity of the stretch, if any. Just to keep it bearable, but transforming it into enjoyable and liberating. Okay, and exhale, release your belt or your grasp. Right hand up. Exhale and twist. So either soft right here with the forearms of the wrist onto your knee. You can stay here 1 or 2 breaths. And that's available to you when that feels like the right next step. You can slide your elbow beyond your knee and then twist deeper. Press the elbow toward the knee. Twist deeper to the side. Keep reaching your sit bones to the mat. And breathe toward your lower belly. creating space, allowing things to move. We constantly, almost constantly, every day at least, digesting our food, but also digesting experiences. This is also what we do at night when we dream. There's always movement, there's always something trying to adapt and transform within us, whether it's the body or the psyche. Let's just make space for that process or processes. Inhale up. And when you're ready, gently come out one little step at a time. Come out of the pose. Turn your thighs in. Come out again with the legs apart. And lean forward. So here, grab your belt. First option, grab both ends of the belt with your hand, one hand on each side. And then push the belt into the foot like we did in the beginning of the class. And exhale, lower over your leg. So when I have the belt here, I like to play. So we're going towards the right foot. So right elbow to the side and left hand onto the shin. And then I broaden my elbows apart from each other as I twist here. So I pull with my right hand onto the belt and to the foot and broaden your left opposite sit bone apart. Inhale and exhale over the leg. Okay, let that go. Grab the belt. Still, keep the belt onto the right hand where it is. Bring your elbow in, left hand up to the sky. Reach out from your pelvis, out to your heel, and bring your arm alongside your ear. Head back. Inhale. And exhale, come out of the pose, remove the belt, and switch sides. So, going toward the left foot, left hand is grabbing the belt, walk your right fingertips to the outside, and then pull the left elbow to the side, inhale, and exhale, broaden the space between your elbows, and slowly move over your head. So I'm going pretty deep. If you're up there and you're like, what are you talking about, Cedric? I'm just staying up there. So this is what you do. Be adaptable again. We can adapt really every pose. That's really one of the magics of yoga. Like, it doesn't have to look like the perfect, what's perfect anyway. But it doesn't have to look like some of the pictures we can see on the social media. It's just about our attitude getting into the pose. So this is completely possible. If you go deeper, you go deeper. Okay, and out to the side. Grab with your right, left hand still. And then we go inside of the leg. So again, this is not happening. You're going to stay here and just rest your elbow onto your thigh. And then right hand up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, and reach your arm towards your foot. Head up. Keep pressing. I like to pull into the belt just to help me engage the left leg a little more. Inhale up and out of the pose. Okay. Move your belt to the side. Here we go. Bring your feet together and let's go here for a restorative pose. So bring your bolster or your big pillow if you have it, or a few ones on top of each other. And one of your blocks or your books, and set up your feet, your block like this, facing up, and then place your bolster on top so it's diagonal. So I like to have a little bit of space after the end of the block but not too much so the bolster is not falling down. So make sure you have this nice diagonal onto the bolster. And then grab your blanket, one of your blankets, and make it pretty big, something like this. And you're going to roll it on the long end all the way, all the way, all the way. So you have a long roll like this. Another blanket would be nice to have behind the head. And we're going to do a little trick for the head, which I find is really soothing because we're pressing on the very top of the neck and the occiput. So it's kind of relaxing some, feels like some part of our mind and system, nervous system. So you're going to find another blanket and roll it. You know, it would be like if you would just place a blanket on top of your bolster. You want to have a little bit of a bigger shape. So I would say kind of roughly roll the blanket depending on the size of your blanket, or fold it a couple of times, and you're going to understand where we're going. So place it toward the top, and then sit in front of your bolster. Place your feet together and grab your roll. You're going to bring your roll on top of your ankles, and then bring the edges of the roll closer to your hips, so the base of your thighs on the outside is going to be supported by the blanket, and the front of the blanket is on top of your ankles. So now when you move back, again, adjust if you need to move forward a little bit because the bolster is pushing into your lower back. This is what I need to do, so do this. And then if you reach back to the blanket, try to find the big fold of the blanket and to place it not right under the neck, but actually toward the top of the neck and the back of the head. Yeah, so the beginning of the back most likely, or the neck most likely is not supported. It's just so that you have this little spot you can explore. I find it pretty powerful. And then just close your eyes and breathe right here. Supta Baddha Konasana. And give yourself a few deep breaths here, enjoying the stretch of the belly, the softness inside of your thighs, and all the sweet spots here at the base of your thighs. And just begin to take a note to notice with your body the support you have around your ankles, underneath your thighs. Exhale and release into that support. Notice the little installation underneath your head, underneath your abdomen, onto the back, and exhale, release into that support. Just breathe here, completely melting into the pose. See whether you can relax the forehead muscles, the skull muscle, like the skin around the skull and the side of the temples, around your nose, around your mouth, around your throat. I'm going to try to add, I'm going to try a little pranayama here, adding a breathing, a bit more controlled breathing. So next time you inhale, count to 4, 3, 2, 1, hold for a moment, 2, and exhale on 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, 1, 2, and exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take 2 or 3 rounds on your own. After those 3 rounds or 2, just return to a normal breath and notice how your breath has adapted probably to a slower, calmer pace. How your nervous system adapted to a okayness, a sense of, a bigger sense at least, of inner calmness. And softly deepen your breath. Okay, and we're going to keep the back and the head as they are, but softly you're going to grab your belt, I mean not your belt, your blanket, and move it to the side. Now hold on to it without straining too much. Begin to stretch your legs and bring the folded blanket, the rolled blanket, underneath your thighs towards just almost at the knees. And now with the legs straight, just rest here. Legs are slightly supported. Let your toes roll to the side. And take a few deep breaths where you are. Readapting again to this pose, just notice. Keep your belly soft, your breath innocently slow and full. And very softly, going to reach for that roll again. Just place it on the side. And roll to your right side and softly and cautiously come out of your bolster onto your side. going to try to move up with as few movements as possible. You can unroll that roll that we had. Unroll the other roll that you had under your head. Just place that blanket on top of your mat. Move the block. And move the bolster of the big cushions under your thigh. Now the blanket you had rolled, you can fold it a few times now. Make it pretty flat. And place it under your shins. And come back and lean back here. Head is supported by the blanket, palms turning up. Anja? I den batteri på skærmen. Jeg ved ikke, om den optager klart. So as you lean here, just take a moment, settle in. Maybe move the blanket that's under your shin so your heels are slightly up, so you're not touching the mat with your heels, if that's possible, just to give you a bit more support. The other blanket can come on top of you. Okay, adjust as you need it. Now let yourself receive the breath here. Receive the pose. Surrender into gravity, into towards the ground. Softly begin to move fingers and toes course, you're always welcome to stay longer, as long as you need and wish. Gonna slightly begin to stretch and bring your feet onto the roll, onto the bolster or the roll to have room to roll onto your right side. And softly come back up to a sitting position. Take your time and keep your eyes closed. Connect to your breath. Place one hand on your heart, one on your belly. Let this moment be a moment where you can connect to your higher self or to a bigger capacity, to nature, to the space around you, however you want to call it. Being adaptable really requires our capacity to have and keep faith that things are okay, that things will sort out, things will clear out. Behind the clouds, the sun is always shining. Okay, and let me send you off here with the reading of a poem adapted from a sutra, from the Radiant Sutras. Wherever your heart journeys, on whatever expedition in your outer life and secret inner realm, breathe in intimacy with infinity. Where can you go to avoid the one in whom all exists? Reach down into your deepest being. Take a stand in eternity. Work through this world. See every situation as an expansion of the mystery. Savor the tremble of recognition. The God in you is touching the God out there. Is number 93. Bring your palms together. Reconnect to this part of you, reaching out to the heart out there. The world needs your heart as you need its. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, relax your breath. And let's chant Om to conclude together. Inhale. Thank you so much for your gentle practice today. Namaste. Look forward to seeing you soon.